Scorpio, someone wants to have a serious conversation with you this week. Be ready. Have you noticed any changes in the air? Longer silences, delayed messages. So get ready. Someone is approaching you to have a serious conversation, and this can completely change the energy of that relationship. What will be revealed? VT will require maturity, intuition, and emotional presence. The stars indicate important movements in your house of communication and karmic relationships. This means a truth needs to be told. And who's coming to see you this week? It carries a weight, a doubt, or a decision. This person could be someone from the past who never had the courage to open up, a friend who has something to confess, or even someone with pent-up feelings who is finally going to speak up. Scorpio, you are intense. And now, that intensity will be called upon to listen and to decide. Because this is no ordinary conversation. She is a game changer. In the coming days, pay attention to the following signs. A person who starts a conversation again, short messages that prepare the ground, or a direct invitation to talk calmly. This conversation could lead to an apology, a truth that has been hidden for a long time, a decision that affects you emotionally. But be aware, this person is carrying something and is ready to put it all on the table. Scorpio, you will have the power to listen deeply, but without getting lost in emotion. Because what is said can change the course of a relationship or to end a cycle once and for all. Right now, somewhere, there's a person who is mentally prepared for what they're going to tell you this week. They're choosing each word carefully. They're trying to anticipate your reactions. They're gathering courage because they know you're not easily fooled, nor easily impressed, and definitely not someone who accepts half-truths or superficial conversations. And what they need to tell you is so weighty, so true, so important, that they know they can't afford to make a mistake in delivering it. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange energy surrounding this person these past few weeks. The way they look at you when they think you're not noticing. The aborted attempts to start a conversation about nothing in particular. The way they seem to be carrying something that needs to come out but hasn't yet found the right moment. Scorpio, you read energy like others read books. And this person's energy has been screaming that something big is coming. This week, that scream will finally become words. Let me tell you exactly what's happening. This person has reached their breaking point. They can no longer bear to carry alone what they need to reveal to you. It could be a confession of feelings they've hidden for months or years. It could be the truth about something that happened and that you deserve to know. It could be an apology for something they did that deeply affected you, or it could be a revelation about others, secrets they've kept, but now realize you have a right to know. Whatever it is, it's something that will change the dynamic between you forever. And here's the most intense part. This person specifically chose you for this conversation because they know you'll handle the truth, however harsh, better than you would white lies. They know your Scorpio nature well enough to know you prefer brutal truth to a comfortable illusion. They know you respect courage and honesty even when they come late, and they've finally mustered that courage. The question is, are you ready for what they're about to tell you? Scorpio, what I'm about to reveal will prepare you not only to listen, but to process and respond in a way that honors both your truth and hers. Because this conversation isn't just about what she needs to say. It's about what you're going to do with that information afterward. It's about how you're going to integrate this new reality into your understanding of who this person is and what place she occupies in your life. First, you need to understand who this person is. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this conversation will come from someone from your romantic or emotional past. Someone you loved or who loved you, and you never managed to fully close that chapter because something was always left unsaid. This week, they will speak. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, The serious conversation comes from someone in your current close circle. It could be a friend, family member, or colleague. Someone who has information or feelings that directly affect you and who has finally realized that hiding isn't serving anyone. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, this person is someone you perhaps didn't expect to open up like this. Someone who always kept things superficial with you, but now needs to go deeper. But regardless of who it is, this person is doing something few have the courage to do. They are choosing real vulnerability over false protection. They are choosing truth over comfort. And they are doing this because they have concluded that the weight of not speaking is greater than the risk of speaking. That already tells you something about the magnitude of what they need to reveal. Here's what you need to know about this conversation before it happens. It won't be short, it won't be superficial, it won't be something that can be resolved with simple answers or automatic reactions. This person will ask you for something precious, your full attention, your complete presence, and probably your forgiveness and understanding about something. And how you respond will define not only the future of your relationship, but also who you choose to be at this moment in your life. Scorpio, you have a choice to make even before this conversation begins. You can arm yourself. You can put all your defenses in place, prepare counter-arguments, plan how you will respond even before knowing what will be said. Or you can do something radically different. You can choose to be truly present, vulnerable, open, ready to listen, not with the intention of responding, but with the intention of understanding. Which version of you will this person find when they finally have the courage to speak? The truth this person carries is weighty. They haven't slept well thinking about it. They've rehearsed 1,000 times how to start this conversation. They've imagined every possible way you might react, from complete understanding to utter rejection. And even so, they decided to take the risk, because what they need to tell you is no longer optional. It's necessary, it's urgent. It's something that if they don't say it now, will corrode your relationship from the inside out until nothing authentic remains. And here's something you may not have considered yet. This conversation can set you free as much as it will set her free. Because sometimes we're stuck in dynamics we don't fully understand because we don't have all the information. Sometimes we wonder why certain things happened the way they did, or why this person acted in ways that never made sense to us. And sometimes a serious and honest conversation illuminates entire hidden patterns, giving context to behaviors that previously seemed random or unjustified. So, when this person sits down with you, and they will this week, and says, "We need to have a serious talk. I need you to take a deep breath and remember, this is an immense act of trust." They are giving you access to truths they've hidden even when it was easier to keep hiding them. They are choosing you as a witness to their vulnerability. And that, Scorpio, is something few people do with Scorpios, because you have a reputation for seeing everything, remembering everything, and using everything when necessary. But she's trusting that you'll use what she tells you not as ammunition, but as a bridge. That you'll receive her truth not as a weapon to hurt, but as an opportunity for real connection. She's betting on the most evolved version of you, the one who understands that belated honesty is still better than perpetual lies. Will you honor that bet, or will you prove her right to be afraid to open up to you? Scorpio, this conversation will also test you in other ways. It will test your capacity for forgiveness, not necessarily forgetting or returning everything to the way it was before, but releasing resentment and choosing how to move forward from this new point of understanding. It will test your capacity for empathy, understanding why she did what she did, even if you would never do the same. It will test your emotional maturity, your ability to process painful information without exploding or imploding. And it will give you something in return, clarity about who that person really is when the masks fall, clarity about what happened behind the scenes of situations you only partially knew. Clarity about where you really stand with each other when the whole truth is laid bare. And that clarity, however painful it may be initially, is always better than living in the fog of uncertainty or the illusion of false narratives. The conversation will likely happen at a moment that seems casual but has been carefully chosen, perhaps in a place where you have some privacy but also some neutrality, not entirely on your territory, nor entirely on hers. She will start nervously. She may stammer in the first few sentences. She may cry. She may become defensive, anticipating your possible negative reaction. Or she may get straight to the point with a brutal frankness that only comes when someone has spent too much time mentally preparing. And you, Scorpio, need to decide now, before that moment arrives, what kind of space you will create for this revelation. Will it be a safe space where the truth can be told without fear of immediate retaliation? Or will it be a battlefield where her every word will be analyzed as evidence against her? The choice is yours. But know that the choice you make will say as much about you as what she reveals will say about her. Here's something crucial. You don't need to have an immediate answer to what she's going to tell you. In fact, you probably shouldn't. This conversation will give you information that needs to be processed, not just reacted to. So when she finishes speaking, it's okay to say, "I need time to process this before I fully respond." It's okay not to immediately know how you feel or what you want to do with this new reality. Give yourself the same grace you hope she'll give you for whatever initial reaction you have. But here's what you can't do. You can't use what she tells you as justification for cruelty. You can't twist her most vulnerable words into weapons to hurt her later. You can't hold on to what she reveals only to throw it in her face in future arguments. If you can't receive her truth with some level of respect for her courage in saying it, then be honest about it. But don't accept her vulnerability just to have more power over her later. Scorpio, this conversation can also include requests. She might ask for forgiveness for something. She might ask for a second chance on something. She might ask you to keep a secret about something she tells you. She might ask for understanding about the choices she made, and you're not obligated to give any of that. You can listen to everything and still choose not to forgive, not to give another chance, not to agree to keep a secret, not to validate her choices. But if that's the case, be clear and honest about it. Don't give false hope. Don't agree to things you know you won't honor later. The truth she needs to tell you could reshape entire memories you have. It could make you reinterpret past events in a completely new light. It could reveal that things you thought you knew were actually just part of the story. And that can be disorienting. It's like discovering you were watching a movie but only knew half the script. Suddenly scenes that didn't make sense fit together, but the whole story changes meaning. Be prepared for this disorientation. For moments when you will need to revise your own previous judgments about situations, for the possibility that you were wrong about things because you didn't have complete information. This is not weakness, it's growth. It's being willing to update your understanding when new evidence appears, and that is one of the most mature forms of wisdom. Scorpio, I also need to prepare you for the possibility that what she's going to tell you might involve other people you know. It could be about collective betrayals or shared secrets, or situations where multiple people were involved but you didn't know. And this will put you in a difficult position. What to do with information about third parties that came through this conversation? How to deal with the knowledge that other people hid things from you? My suggestion, treat each relationship separately. What this person tells you about themselves is between the two of you. What they reveal about others opens up issues that you can choose to bring up with those other people or not. But don't let revelations about third parties completely distract you from the primary conversation that's happening. This is a moment between you and them. Other topics can be addressed later in their own time and context. The serious conversation that's coming could also fundamentally change the place this person occupies in your life. Depending on what's revealed, you can decide to get closer, maintain the same distance but with a different understanding, or distance yourself completely. All of these are valid responses depending on what's said. Don't let anyone, neither her nor others around her, pressure you to react in any specific way. You have the right to decide who has access to your life and to what extent, based on the information you have. Scorpio, in the days leading up to this conversation, you'll likely feel a growing tension. Your intuition is already warning you that something important is coming. You might even have intrusive dreams or thoughts about this person and what they might want to tell you. Don't try to suppress them. Your subconscious mind is preparing you. It's making you consider possibilities so that when the real truth arrives, you won't be completely unprepared. Use these days to center yourself, to connect with your own values and boundaries, to remember who you are, regardless of what anyone reveals to you, to strengthen your inner foundation so that when the conversation happens, you are firm enough to receive destabilizing information without being completely knocked down by it. And remember, truth is always preferable to ignorance, even when it hurts more in the short term. Even when it changes things, you'd rather keep the same. Even when it forces you to make difficult decisions you were avoiding, because you can't navigate the world effectively based on false or incomplete information. And this person, by finally choosing to tell you the truth, is giving you the chance to live in full reality instead of their edited version. When the conversation finally happens, pay attention not only to the words she says, but to how she says them, to her body language, to the emotions that cross her face, to the pauses and hesitations, to the things she almost says but holds back. All of this will give you additional layers of understanding about what is being communicated. You, as a Scorpio, are naturally good at this, at reading what is not being explicitly said. Use this gift not to attack, but to understand more deeply. And after the conversation is over, don't make any important decisions immediately. Give it time. Let the dust settle. See how you feel not just in the next few hours, but in the next few days. Sometimes our initial reaction to revelations is different from how we truly feel when we fully process them. You might start out furious and realize that beneath the anger lies relief, or you might start out understanding and then realize there's hurt that needs to be honored. Scorpio, this week will mark a before and after with this person. No matter what they reveal, you will both emerge from this conversation different from how you entered it. It could be a difference that brings you closer or further apart, that heals or ends, that renews or liberates. But it will definitely be a difference, and you will need to integrate this new reality into your life somehow. The person who wants to have this serious conversation with you is betting on who you are beneath all the Scorpio armor. They're betting that there's a you capable of handling heavy truths without using them destructively, that there's a you capable of understanding even when understanding requires effort, that there's a you who values authenticity more than convenience. Prove them right or prove them wrong, but be intentional about which one you choose to be. The biggest challenge will be to control the emotional reaction. Scorpio feels everything deeply, and when the truth comes out, it can hurt or provoke anger. But it is precisely at this moment that the universe invites you to act with awareness and wisdom. You might hear things like, "I wasn't honest with you. I never got over what we went through. I wish it were different." And then comes the big choice, closing the door peacefully, or opening a new path with more maturity. The opportunity here is powerful, to settle emotional ties, to resolve misunderstandings that were never explained, or even to give something a second chance, now with clarity. But remember, you don't have to accept everything, but you need to listen to what the universe is trying to show you. This conversation serves as a test to see how you handle your own evolution and to show how much you have grown emotionally. The impact will be profound. This conversation can bring tears, relief, or a feeling of now everything makes sense. And though you might notice that this person always had something stuck in their throat, that you also needed to say something a long time ago, or that all of this needed to happen so that you, if he were to break free. Scorpio, this conversation marks the end, or a new beginning. But most importantly, it gives the power of choice back to you. After this, you will feel lighter, clearer, and more genuine, and perhaps further removed from those who only get close when they feel they are going to lose you, or the closer to someone who finally had the courage to be real. And you, Scorpio, do you feel that someone is about to approach you for an important conversation? If this message immediately made you think of who this person is, simply share "I'm ready" in the comments. 2 words that affirm your willingness to receive truth, whatever it may be. That marks your maturity in being present for difficult conversations. That declares that you choose clarity over comfort. Subscribe to the channel because after this conversation happens, I'll be bringing you content on how to process heavy revelations, how to decide what to do with truths that change everything, and how to maintain your integrity while allowing others to show theirs. Turn on notifications for each step of this transformation. This is your real week, Scorpio. The week where someone finally trusts you enough to lower all their defenses and show you what's behind them. The week where you decide what kind of receptacle you are for other people's truths. The week where you can choose real connection instead of false protection. The conversation is coming. The person is preparing. And now you are too. May you be as ready to listen as they are to finally speak.